Hello guys, what's going on? This is RJ from Game News USA here today, back with another retrospectives. Today, we're going to go over Jordy Jordan, Wings of Redemption, many of you know him by, Big Ups, Liquid Richard. Please remember to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. So, Wings of Redemption was born Jordy McCarthy Jordan, April 21st, 1986, currently age 38. Better known online as Wings of Redemption or Richard Samuel Jordan, is an American YouTube gamer, streamer, and former Call of Duty commentator. He can be considered a pioneer in gaming commentary and was initially a very vital and popular YouTuber in the Call of Duty scene during the early days of YouTube, even hosting his own podcast with other popular YouTubers. Jordy has nowadays become a notorious trolling target online for his behavior and senseless sentiments on Twitch and YouTube, and he currently works with the lolcow podcast. Jordy Jordan was born in Conway, South Carolina, where he resides today. He was born from the result of an alleged incestuous relationship to underage parents, so he was instead raised by his grandparents. His father's identity is unknown, as he left the Jordan family when Jordy was 2 years old. As a child, Jordy was physically active and his weight was average until a foreign exchange student would attend his school and best him numerous athletic competitions. Jordy theorized that if he increased his caloric intake, he would gain more energy, grow faster, and become stronger. As such, he would overeat, but this would only make him overweight. He would suffer a head injury where his skull would be cracked open from being struck by a baseball bat, but he would make a full recovery. It has been theorized that his injury has negatively impacted his cognitive abilities, but this has never been conclusively proven. He suffered from bow-leggedness in his childhood and was frequently bullied by his peers in school. This would eventually culminate into his development of bipolar disorder, social anxiety disorder, and in his adulthood depression. It should be also noted that Jordy is a high school dropout, having 3 times failed the 9th grade. He claimed to have his GED, but is unknown whether the statement is true. Eventually, as a teenager, he and his brother Kenneth would move back to live with their mother via Section 8 housing. Jordy would take up multiple jobs as a teenager, such as working at IGA, Domino's, the movie gallery, etc., until he got a job working at a company called Met Glass Inc., where he worked as a crane operator in 2007. A financial crisis hit the United States, during which Met Glass laid off many of their employees, including Jordy. Though he was able to qualify for unemployment benefits, his then friend Z7 Taylor Z7 introduced him to YouTube. He then started to rethink his career, eventually settling on creating a YouTube account under the name Wings of Redemption. The same year, after watching sniper montages in the blockbuster video game franchise Call of Duty, thus would begin his career as a YouTuber and streamer. Jordy uploaded his first video on October 1st, 2009, which was a Call of Duty commentary, a relatively new thing at the time. After being shouted out by a popular Call of Duty commentator, he became very popular, quickly reaching 100,000 subscribers, and was even popular enough to boost other YouTubers to fame. He soon got in contact with multi-channel network company named Machinima, further boosting his success. He would also collaborate with another Call of Duty commentator, with YouTubers like Woody's Gamertag and FPS Kyle, Together, the trio launched the Painkiller Already podcast, which Jordy would host for many years before eventually being kicked off. Afterwards, he migrated to Twitch in 2016 and began streaming in hopes to supplement his income. However, he would eventually move back to YouTube after he violated a Twitch Exhibit D and his partnership was terminated. Jordy participated in the Billionaires Challenge tournament in 2011. He made it to the finals but lost to X-Jaws. In mid-2013, Jordy uploaded a video entitled Rock Bottom, where he complained about being dropped by his network earlier in the year, and which he tearfully explained that his girlfriend Brandy, whom he had been dating at the time, had left him, further worsening his depression. This brought him a lot of criticism and mockery. In 2015, Jordy's original Twitter was hacked, with speculation that he had sold it for money. The user then changed the name to Chris Gulia, which has remained since. On July 18, 2022, Jordy had reported that someone was falsely copyright striking his videos. As a result, he would once again private all of his videos. Feud with Keem. In 2010, after the success of Keemstar and the FAG channel, and Wing's own channel, they got machinima sponsorships. However, Wings apparently got into drama with fellow creator That Guy Who Camps and Keemstar. They decided to go after Jordy, saying that FAG bullied the YouTube bullies and trolled the trolls. Flagging his videos and sending fans after him, Wings got angry and asked other creators for Keem's information about him, his family, and more in Western New York. A member of Machinima, which was also working with many COD creators, including Wings and Keemstar, seeing two of its biggest creators get into drama, decided to intervene, having an employee go on Skype with them. In it, they discussed the drama and doxed him after the stream ended. Wings would later say this drama was the closest he ever came to being serious about finding and attacking another creator. Wings and Keem later brought this incident up many times, but ultimately ended up closer by 2023. Let's see. In 2011, during the guest appearance on a Call of Duty zombie streamer, Pro Syndicate, on Painkiller Already, number 67, Jordy gave an off-air cockiness and arrogance in regards to his skills at Call of Duty multiplayer. He claimed Syndicate wasn't good at Call of Duty multiplayer, as Syndicate specialized in zombies game mode and such. Jordy assumed Pro Syndicate would be inferior to him at the main Call of Duty multiplayer mode. This led to the two being slated to have a Call of Duty duel, which was to be streamed live on Justin.tv. The stream was highly anticipated and viewed by many. Jordy initially had the upper hand, but began to lose his cool and patience, which led to frustration. After reaching a point which he knew he had no chance of winning, Jordy smashed his controller and berated his co-host. They initially believed he was joking, but he later screamed at them saying, "Why the F did you stream that shit?" which became a catchphrase to mock him. After the disastrous match, Jordy tried to bribe Syndicate, where they'd each split the money for a rematch if Syndicate threw the match. Syndicate became disgusted with Jordy, blocked him, and published screenshots of their conversation, further worsening Jordy's public image. Though they were both playing under the same set of rules, Jordy still holds a grudge about this match to this day, claiming he would have won had Woody's gamertag set the match settings properly, 10-minute time limit and radar always on. He stated having a time limit and radar on keeps people from camping, despite the fact that in the footage, Syndicate cannot be seen camping, and was in fact seen traversing the map looking for Geordi. Not to mention, Geordi is notorious for and takes pride in his camping style. Geordi had never worked a real job since he was laid off. El Presador then joined the fray, to which, if I did kill myself, I'm taking you with me, El Presador. Things spiraled out of control. Keemstar heard this, and him and Use Me Only Blame did a Bad Kid podcast live stream and invited everybody on the stream, with Woody's gamertag joining as well. During the live stream, Wings smashed his microphone, and when White Boy insisted Wings was faking the suicide just for views. El Presador threatened to turn Wings into the FBI for threatening his life. In 2013, FPS Kyle arranged a month-long boot camp program for Geordi to help him lose weight. Geordi was offered to stay at Kyle's house. Together they filmed videos of Geordi's weight loss progress. Geordi attempted to leave less than a week into the program, but Kyle was able to convince him to stay. Kyle, Paintball Kitty, which is Kyle's housemate, and Jeremy, Kyle's friends, helped Wings lose about 40 pounds through helping him exercise and cooking all of his meals. Despite all this, Geordi gained all the weight back as soon as he got home after the boot camp ended. This could have been a great turning point in Geordi's life, but despite Kyle even rebuilding the shower so Geordi could fit in it, when asked about this period, Geordi is very callous and ungrateful, claiming Kyle and Kitty didn't do anything for him, despite all the aforementioned favors they did do. Later that same year, FPS Kyle and Woody's gamertag had an idea for a survival trip that they could go on together with Geordi, where they would go to a secluded part of the wilderness with only the most necessary supplies and see how long they could last. Initially, Wings seemed like he was up for this, even going as far as to call his own co-host a lefty pussy because he didn't want to go. Wings made a few videos on his channel of him attempting to display survival skills. Geordi failed to show up, and he was kicked off the Painkiller Already podcast permanently. It all reached a boiling point in 2017, where he had a mental breakdown on stream. During a session of Call of Duty World War II, a troll began stream sniping him by joining his game, berating him on the mic, shooting at him, and throwing smoke grenades, which prevented him from properly winning the game. He tried appearing offline and leaving the game, but to no avail. His viewers tried to give him advice on how to stop the trolling, but Geordi became fed up with their advice and screamed, "Look here, listen!" The troll persisted throughout the stream, and Geordi finally had enough. He threw his controller across the room and put his face against the wall and punched a hole in it. He then broke down and started crying, saying that he really wanted the surgery but might not be able to get it, and screamed that he could not take it anymore. After this disastrous stream, a YouTuber by the name of Sean Ranklin uploaded the clip to YouTube, where it went viral, sparking the full-scale trolling to begin. Many highlight channels began to appear, screen capping Geordi's aggression and breakdowns. The trolling worsened, and more troll channels began popping up on YouTube, destroying Geordi's hope for returning to YouTube. Channels such as Wings of Sigma and Breaking Banquet, and YOLO Dick Swagger. He decided to go on a Discord call with the troll channels to possibly settle things with them. But it devolved into a disaster, and Geordi threatened one of the trolls by saying he'll shoot your bitch ass in the kneecap incapacitate you, and then I'll beat you with a fucking pistol grip until your teeth fall out of your head. Another YouTuber, Liquid Richard, whose name is based on a joke where people believe Jordy's name is Richard, began using Jordy's Twitch voice clips to make rap and music and albums. The lyrics contain many popular, embarrassing, controversial statements, catchphrases, and moments from Jordy's Twitch stream, including when he said it was okay for a 12-year-old to consent. Overwhelmed by the level of trolling he received, he began taking Lexapro to help calm him down and not break down anymore. This prescription did not help him stop raging as much, but at the cost of numbing his reactions to anything, effectively zombifying him and making him sexually impotent. Eventually, after popping the pills for about a year, the mood effects started to wear off and the rage slowly began to start breaking through again. Jordy's troll community still persists very strongly to this day, with no visible end in sight. Many claim that the surgery did not help him, and show pictures of before and after that shows he regained seemingly all the weight back after gastric bypass. In 2020, Jordy got married. Almost instantly, people began to accuse him of being neglectful to his wife and supposedly abusive. His wife also was on the receiving end of the criticism when rumors are spread that she was flirting with Jordy's Twitch moderators. That same year, his face was sent by trolls to various news outlets, and he was broadcast as one of the victims in the Beret explosion with the name Bernie Gores, a racist play on words. I don't know what that means. On 18th of August 2021. Similar to last year's incident with the Beirut explosion, Jordy's face was used to report that he was a journalist who was killed by the Taliban in Kabul, Afghanistan, after the coup, once again with a particular name. Later on, the 31st of May, 2022, it was again claimed that Jordy had died in the Robb Elementary School shooting in Uvalde, Texas. In 2021, Sean Ranklin uploaded a video where Jordy's wife was anxious and wanted to talk to him about her anxiety over a possibly bad medical test result. Jordy repeatedly told her that he's streaming and that he didn't want to be bothered. She later left the room and began crying loud enough that the stream viewers could hear. But Jordy continued to ignore her. His trolls began to use the footage of this, and Jordy could not stop it. However, on July 26, 2021, Jordy made a tweet saying that his Twitch partnership was revoked for Exhibit D of the content guidelines due to mass troll reporting of him. Because he couldn't profit from Twitch anymore, he returned to streaming on YouTube, as well as unprivating most of his videos, though he hasn't uploaded a new video yet, only doing live streams so far, for the most part. During that same month, a picture of his wiener from around 2013 was leaked on the internet, leading to trolls mocking him on stream for its extremely small size. In the stream, he bragged about his size, comparing it to a water bottle, and even asking his wife to tell the trolls that his wiener is a big larger than that of a large water bottle. His wife did not defend him. The Painkiller Already podcast responded to the incident with FPS Kyle giving Jordy's wife harsh criticism and calling her a bad wife for not saying Jordy had a large wiener. Sometime Beginning in late August 2021, a troll on TikTok began to impersonate Jordy, using his name, face, and even using official links to his profiles in his bio. This user would later go on to harass other users, mainly female, as well as making sexist and pedophilic comments towards them. A woman on Twitter who was unaware of who Jordy was or the trolling shared screen caps of the harassment. This resulted in police showing up to Jordy's house at 3 a.m., showing the screen caps of the comments by the troll. An argument between Jordy and the officer ensued, with the officer calling Jordy a liar straight to his face. They almost arrested him and took him to jail before he finally managed to convince them of the truth. After these events, more and more people outside of the YouTube community started learning about Jordy, accusing him of being a pedo. They began sharing clips of him in 2011, where he said that it's okay for a 16-year-old and a 40-year-old to have sex because a 16-year-old can make their own damn decisions, as well as when he said, "I'd cut CP off around 12, as well as a clip in 2018 where Jordy said he watched certain actions between a 16 and a 17-year-old. On September 27th, 2021, Jordy, fed up by the recent events and trolling, harassed and slandered a troll channel by the name of XBottle01. Both XBottle01 and Jordan exchanged verbal blows in separate live streams. Jordy later deleted his live stream to avoid his channel getting reported for violation of YouTube's terms of service. At 6:41 on December 3rd, 2021, Jordy's PlayStation Network account was hacked by a troll going by Sparky, who messaged another PSN user with Jordy's account with racist statements. This resulted in the account being temporarily suspended. Jordy attempted to contact Sony to recover his account, but to no avail. Jordy later entered a voice chat in the Banned World server to chat with Sparky and Xbottle. After the discussion, Banned World disavowed Sparky's actions, leading Sparky to doxing Xbottle, who subsequently deleted the Banned World server, as well as his own social media. Jordy would continue streaming, albeit through his PC rather than his PlayStation 5. In February of 2022, an old friend of Jordy Jordan named Aaron was invited on a Discord call with trolls claiming Jordy bullied him, such as playing World of Warcraft, where Jordy would be unfair while playing with him. There was also accusations of Jordy R-wording his own sister, which got him kicked out of the house. Many people were confused about this situation, including accusing Jordy of pedophilia and harassment. However, Aaron would make a video apologizing to Jordy and his family, saying that the allegations were false. Eventually, Aaron came on the Jordy stream to debunk all the claims on the call. Jordy and Aaron said the trolls in Discord took things out of context and spliced the audio together. Aaron said he also didn't feel comfortable in the call and didn't give it permission to be recorded. Jordy said he then would went on to make a video making a lasagna that cost $30 or more. On March 26, 2022, Jordy tweeted a copy of the receipt of Walmart showing a total of $39.44 spent. Over the course of next week, viewers began to ask Jordy for the status of his lasagna video that he promised and his viewers that had donated to. At one point, several days after posting the receipt, he began to ban any person in his chat asking about lasagna. Chat, ban anybody asking about lasagna. Ban anybody giving me advice. Ban anybody calling me Richard. His boxing career. In February 2023, Wings of Redemption accidentally leaked DMs about the fight. At first, they're simply looking at Twitter mentions of his opponent, American YouTuber Boogie2988. The conversation included several messages from Keemstar, who says that while the contracts are not yet ready, this is very much real. We are very much doing this, he tells both Boogie and Wings, as if to make it clear they should be preparing for the match. One specific detail that is particularly interesting is that Keemstar mentions how much both YouTubers will be paid for the boxing match. According to Keemstar, both Wings and Boogie will be paid $10,000 each for the match. Keemstar also mentioned that he'll fly Wings' wife to the event, which is located in London, England. On April 19th, it was officially announced that Wings of Redemption would fight Boogie 2988 at Wembley Stadium on May 13th that year. On that night, Jordy Jordan defeated Boogie via TKO. They would later go on to make the lolcow podcast, where Wings had been confronted by Wings 007. He has been put in embarrassing situations on this podcast, and at one point got exposed for looking at transgender porn on page 5 of a certain website. And guys, I think that is a good synopsis, a good retrospective for the career of Wings of Redemption. I will say he's done things that are bad. He's done things that are good. I do find him entertaining. And I do find what happens to him to be entertaining as well. So I'm pretty neutral on the guy. Other than some of the comments about the age of consent, I'm not so neutral on. And at the end of the day, I do like him a lot more than somebody like Boogie. And he is a pioneer to a lot of those Call of Duty Let's Plays that happened back in the day. And, you know, I've watched him for years. And he is a big part of YouTube gaming history. Not just gaming history, all of YouTube history. But in particular, his contribution to Call of Duty in the YouTube sphere. And I know that he's done a lot of stuff outside of that now, including the lolcow podcast, in which I love to watch because I love to see him and Boogie get roasted. So with that being said, guys, this is the end of the retrospective. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Are you pro-Jordy? You anti-Jordy? What do you like? What do you don't like? Thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Peace. I'm out.